We begin with the kind of big news in America that has at times been occluded and pushed aside by other big news around the world, and that may be understandable. But this is the big story, and it would have been, quite frankly, in a different news environment, the big story for weeks running. The president on the way to changing the composition of the Supreme Court. Joe Biden's pick is poised for a major win tonight. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson on a path here to be much closer now with what we're about to see to joining this court, which would make her the first black woman to ever sit on the highest court in the land, in America. Now, just moments ago here late in the day, the Senate Judiciary Committee went forward with the vote about advancing her to the full Senate for a vote. Now, this was effectively deadlocked, 11-11, and that means the nomination goes forward.
On favorably reporting the nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson to be Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, the clerk will call the roll.
Chair Durbin, the votes are 11 yeas, 11 nays. It's a tie vote.
The committee has recorded a tie vote on Judge Jackson's nomination to be the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States.
That was the news late in the day inside the Senate Judiciary Committee room. That was the tie vote. You may recognize that room from the at times controversial questioning of the nominee. What you're looking at right now is the Senate floor live, because this is a big night for the Senate. The Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, who has the power, is setting up what will be a floor debate. Then you'll see, as Mitch McConnell and others weigh in, that folks will speak to both the process, that's procedure, and the outcome, whether or not she will join the Supreme Court. There is going to be a procedural vote in the full Senate soon. But that's not the one we're really watching. That's just going to be 51 votes to go forward with the voting process. The big vote, the final confirmation vote, is expected actually later in the week because of the way the Senate operates. And there are signs that Jackson will have enough support to be on the court. As reported, she got one Republican already publicly voicing her support before the official vote on the floor. That's Susan Collins. Many are watching Senator Mitt Romney and Senator Lisa Murkowski as other Republicans who might come around to support Biden's nominee. Then there's something else that came up that has more of the circus vibe you might recall from the confirmation hearings, with Republicans basically making refutable claims about what people across the aisle in legal circles and the police unions and other groups have said is a valid, legitimate mainstream nominee. Well, we're hearing something else.
If Judge Jackson is confirmed, I believe she will prove to be the most extreme and the furthest left justice ever to serve on the United States Supreme Court.
Judge Jackson will coddle criminals and terrorists.
Judge Jackson is beholden to the radical left that is teaching our children that they can choose their own sex.
Let me just say for the record, sex crimes against children are not fiction.
After 4 days of hearings, I now know why the left likes her so much.
What you see here is the narrative, the language, the rhetoric of a loss. That's why you heard more predictions about how she'll be on the court, because even Republican senators who really went to the mat against her, and sometimes with claims that were misleading or fact-checked, are treating it as something of a given on that committee that she will join the Supreme Court. And now they're warning that they believe or fear she will be extreme. Well, we'll report if she joins the court on what her decisions are like and whether they're in the legal mainstream or not. Senator Graham there said that he discovered why the left likes her so much. Of course, he put her in the position to get on the Supreme Court. He was one of the Republican votes that put her on the Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. Graham had stormed out of the earlier hearing. Today, he's now said the quiet part out loud, and with some trolling along the way.
If we get back the Senate and we're in charge of this body, and there's judicial openings, we will talk to our colleagues on the other side. But if we're in charge, she would not have been before this committee. You would have had somebody more moderate than this.
That's Lindsey Graham's view, and he has the right to say it, although the history here doesn't always completely align. You have a Republican Party that already denied a lawful Supreme Court appointment, even getting a hearing under Obama. That's what McConnell did, famously to Merrick Garland, who's better known now as the Attorney General. It was back in 2016 when McConnell denied even process or a hearing. That broke precedent at the time. What we are seeing in the gasps of this loss, potentially, or this anger, is the idea that Joe Biden is winning, that he found a nominee that could get through even a divided Senate, because the Democrats do have the last call as long as they stay together.